Welcome back. Now, I'll be teaching you everything you need to know about toffee apples in this week's masterclass, and I'll be cooking lunch for my guest, Emily Atack, a little bit later. But first, with some delicious chocolate treats that are perfect for Halloween. It's the brilliant, Mr. Talented, Mr. Mark Tilling! First of all, what are you going to be doing?
We're going to do some spider cookies, all about Halloween. Great things to do with the kids all over the Halloween season. Some spider cookies, and we're going to do some little twisted, like, lollies, so almost like a bit of like an apple toffee. You know, the apples that you've done, the toffee apples.
Yeah, I know that. This is where you're just going to upset me now.
I'm going to upset you even more, I think.
Exactly. So how will you make your cookies, then? How are you going to do yours?
So we've got flour and bicarbonate soda. We're just going to put that into the machine.
Yeah.
I've got sugar going in as well. A little bit of butter. Get that in. And we're just going to mix that up a little bit.
Why chocolate? Why did you fall in love with that? Because you're a pastry chef, you were doing... why did you specialise in chocolate? Very niche market as well.
It is a very niche market. I think it's the whole thing about chocolate, the whole history, the whole, you know, where it came from, you know, and the whole ingredients is what you can do with it.
It's a fascinating subject.
You know, from showpieces to cookies to lollies, whatever. Yeah. You know, and it's all having that technique to do it right. So obviously getting that temperature right, so getting the tempering right, all of that is key for anything you do like this.
And it's amazing how different the chocolate tastes. I know it sounds daft from different beans, but how massively different it tastes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. There's hundreds of different varieties of chocolate out there now, which is great. Yeah. It's a bit like the old tea and coffee, you know, a few years ago when they were starting to come out with more different varieties of them, and now it's the same with chocolate, which is great.
So you've just basically chucked the eggs in, chucked the flour in.
It's really easy.
You just throw it all in.
So
including
easy.
You put the buttons in there as well, the whole lot goes
so
in the
I'll put some buttons in there, but what you see on these, we're going to put some on the top as well.
OK.
So just going to roll this up. So I've got a little bit of greaseproof paper. I'm going to...
But where would you say, what's the country that produces the best chocolate then? I mean...
Lots of countries will say they're the best.
Yeah.
And I always say to people, you know, whatever you like, you know, taste different chocolates. Whatever you think is good, is good.
Yeah.
You know, the beans are going to be good from lots of different countries.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, it depends what you do with it, how much sugar you put in it, how the process of making it as well.
But it's all to do with the beans as well. People say that the darker the chocolate, the bitter it is. It's not true at all. It's the quality of the chocolate more than anything.
Quality as well, definitely, definitely.
So you've rolled that up in
pop it in the fridge. You can freeze it, which is really good as well. Unroll it. And then I would suggest a carving knife is probably better, and then just cut. So good, again, you want a good cookie, so good centimetre of cookie dough.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to pop this onto a tray with some greaseproof paper.
So it's all that lovely. You don't even need to boil it up, that's the thing.
Yeah. And the great thing, you can use any chocolate in this. You know, white's quite nice because it'll caramelise the white chocolate, which is really good. But if you found you had, like, orange chocolate or something like that, perfect. Pop it in. So we're just going to put the little buttons on the top.
Now, this is the important bit for what's about to happen in a minute.
That's it, yeah.
Right.
And I quite like doing it this way because you can do it the other way by cooking the cookie and then put them on afterwards and they slowly just melt on. But I quite like it because it has a bit of a rugged top when it comes out. So it looks like a bit like a spider's back in a sense.
And it's not, I mean, all the stuff that you've done professionally, it's not all about producing these amazing showpieces as well.
No.
It's all fundamentally about the taste. They're producing amazing tasting chocolates for people to taste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So pop that in the oven.
Yeah.
About 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If you want it nice and chewy, 8 minutes, a little bit firmer, then...
Sounds pretty good.
That's cool. What we're going to do is grab a little bit more chocolate. So can you see the top where it's a little bit more rugged now?
Yeah.
Just where it's sort of cooked in that oven. And do a little bit of dark chocolate to go with the dark chocolate on there. So we're just going to literally pipe on little legs.
Ah! The little spider's
I even had
legs.
to look up the other day on the internet to see how many legs spiders had, because I couldn't remember if
how many legs do
6 or 8. It's 8.
8. And occasionally with the white chocolate one, just pipe it with a bit of white chocolate.
Yeah, but if you want, you could do it with dark. Doesn't matter whatever you've got.
The dark ones with the white chocolate as well.
Yeah. So this is the black cocoa powder.
Right.
So you get
black cocoa powder
now. Yeah. So
you get that from online? Where's it?
You can get it online. Right. Yeah. So it's great for things like that. I mean, sometimes when you make stuff with it, it looks like it's burnt because it's so black. But it's a great thing for Halloween, especially doing black stuff. So it saves putting like loads of colouring into a product or something like that.
How on earth do you even begin to make stuff like this?
Yeah, so the main
What is it, first? Is it all chocolate? What is it?
It's all chocolate, complete solid chocolate. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we spread it onto sheets.
Yeah.
With dividers in between so we know what height we're getting.
Yeah.
And then wait for it to semi-dry at room temperature, obviously making sure that it's tempered right first.
Right.
And then I just cut out a template from some greaseproof to make sure it was all going to fit.
Yeah.
And then you just cut round it, put it in the fridge then, let it set, bring it out, and then you put it all together. It's a bit like a gingerbread house, how you put it together, but obviously with
but there's an
chocolate.
artistry eye with that, though. That's the thing. It's not just about doing that. You just made that freehand, haven't you, really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, right. And one thing that I'm fascinated to see, I don't see this has been done on TV before. I may be wrong, but this next bit is fantastic. So off you go.
I've
built you up now, Mark, so don't mess this up.
Gosh. Now, I do have to say this is a technique that a very good friend of mine in Australia did, called Kirsten Tibbles. She's a fantastic pastry chef over there. First of all, before I do it, I've got to make a quick praline filling. So we've got a little bit of milk chocolate, a little bit of praline paste.
Which is a blended hazelnuts and sugar and that kind of stuff, yeah.
And then we're just going to mix that.
So is this the filling for the chocolate?
Filling for the chocolate, yeah. So you could do ganache, something like that. You could do them solid, doesn't matter.
Okay.
A little bit of spice, so a little bit like pumpkin spice in there. Give that a little mix. So super easy. I've just got some here in a piping bag. And we've got these truffle spheres here. These you can get online quite easily now.
You can actually buy those. I've spotted them.
Yeah. You can buy big boxes of like 525.
You need lots of mates of yours that are going to be doing a lot of this.
No, you can buy smaller cases now. So you can buy like sheets like that, or you can buy like a one sheet. You know, there's plenty online. You can find them anywhere now. So we're going to pipe in that praline with the spice.
So this is the ganache that you made just in a paper bag?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just cooled down a bit so it's easier to pipe, because what you don't want to do is pipe straight into these when it's just really hot.
Right.
Because obviously you'll start melting. And then all you do is take some lolly sticks. Now, sometimes it's better to let them rest and let them sit there for a bit before you stick and stick, because if you find the sticks going like that, then wait for them to set a little bit.
Just so happens to be perfect when you're doing it.
Well, so there you go. So you've got them all set.
This is the bit that's good.
So like I said, you can buy like a truffle sphere, stick a stick onto it, and you can do the same technique.
Okay.
So it's key with this, I'm going to let you wait for a minute. The key is that you've got to temper the chocolate. So it's really key that the chocolate is tempered. Right. So it's better to do this technique with white chocolate. Okay, because when you do the lolly and you bring it out, if it's dark chocolate with colour, you'll lose the colour around the dark chocolate. Okay.
So why is it important? I know it sounds daft, but people watching this, why do you have to make sure it's properly tempered?
Because if you don't, it's not going to set.
Okay.
So room temperature is going to hold its shape.
Okay. Right, so we've got tempered chocolate in there.
Yeah. And then I've made some other colours, some nice Halloween colours.
Colouring is quite crucial to this. You can't just put any food colouring in there.
No, it can't be water-based.
Right.
So I tend to use a lot of either cocoa butter colours or a powder. What you use for cake decorating and stuff like that. And you'll get great colours from it.
Okay.
What we're going to do now, so these are tempered as well.
Now you've got, this is the key to this. Watch this.
So wait a little bit.
No pressure then, keep going. No.
So just let it stream into there, so like long stream. So just stream it on the top, like so. And then take your next colour. And then your next.
This, I've got to say, is proper cool.
So you can do this any time of the year, you know, Christmas, get the colours right.
The grey chocolate's very in, Mark. There you go.
And then you take your lolly.
This is the one,
Okay, so you're going to dip all the way to the base.
Right, you've got to do this in a particular way of doing it. Dip.
Dip, and then when you bring it out, you've got to twist it.
Lift and twist.
Lift and twist.
Don't dip and dip. Don't lift up. You can't dip. You can't double dip.
No double dipping.
Dip once, lift and twist.
So down, give it a little wiggle, and then when you bring it up, you twist it. And then what you can do, you can either
stand there and hold it for about 2 hours.
You can hold it like that, or you can put it on like a little washing line, and then you get, obviously the peak will stay, which is quite nice. Or if you want, just wiggle it off a little bit. Yeah. And then just literally twist that on the top. And then you got your...
That looks amazing. And you just stick that in there.
Stick that in there.
Can you then dip again?
Yeah, you can keep going. If it all comes together and it's like doesn't look very good, then just put some more chocolate on the top. Right. Keep going. Okay. So dip again. Slowly take it out.
See how cool does that look? Loads of people are going to be doing this. So see, it looks
great,
so
isn't it?
ace, doesn't it?
Really good. So I'd love to say I invented it, but I didn't.
So go on then. Make sure it's not beginner's luck. Third time lucky.
Third time lucky.
And then how have you made these? You've made these Easter egg sort of things, haven't you? Really?
Yeah. So what's great about Easter egg molds is obviously people just use them for Easter, but you can make so many different things and so many different figures just by using different sizes of Easter egg molds, or like I've done here with the skulls.
Yeah.
This nice big skull, a little bit of spray on there. And that's the great, is you get every different one is completely different.
That's
Everyone's
what's great about it. You
different.
haven't done anything with that.
No.
All you've just done is dip more and more, and it changes colour.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Happy.
Brilliant. Mark Tillon, everybody!
Thank you.
The man is an absolute genius. These are delicious. Still to come, I'll be making an amazing banana bread for my guest, Emily